can we explore momentum in a different way?
Yeah.
And this is a very specific circumstance, a current event, if you will. You look at the athlete of Lance Armstrong, who was a brilliant athlete and did very, very well.
Is a brilliant athlete.
Is a brilliant athlete. Yet his fall from... And his fall from grace, if you will, among the eye of the public.
His fall from positive attention from those who are standing in the darkness.
Say it again.
Do you really seek accolades from those who understand you not?
No.
Good. Life will go better. Do you want to be somewhere you're not wanted?
No.
So what is it that you do want? You want to be where you want to be. You want to be in alignment with who you are, you see. So, did he fall from grace, or did he experience contrast that made him ask for more?
Well, he experienced
and
contrast.
Can anyone other than him really understand that?
He experienced contrast, but I'm willing to guess or hope that he didn't want to have happen what happened. Because it looked like he built his whole athletic career and his rise to fame, if you will, seemed to have been built on a bit of a house of cards, based on doping and whatever it is that happened that led to this.
But you see, as you're sorting it out after the fact, this really dovetails nicely with what we were talking about at the beginning of this gathering. When you start with the premise that where you or anyone stands is in a wrong place, you shoot yourself in the foot right away, because and then you do further to slow the momentum of who you really are and what you really want, as you then try to explain the wrongness of how this person got to this place that they're standing that they really don't want to be in.
Right.
Where we want to emphatically state, we know it with everything that we are, that wherever you stand, even though you're standing in a place that for whatever reason you're not wanting for some reason, you are still in the best place you have ever stood, because it's the furthest, most expanded place that you've ever stood.
Makes sense.
Did anybody hear that?
Yes. Yes.
It's hard to hear. It's hard to hear it because a fall from grace, and we want to say, in whose world does anyone fall from grace? In the world where someone else is holding you to the stand, when someone else is needing your expression of life to represent their success.
But wouldn't his experience be his own fall from grace? Because he wouldn't have gone that far without him, right?
Well, in order to know that, you'd have to understand what he put into his vortex as a result of that. Do you know that?
I don't.
Do you? How could you know how the contrast benefited him? This is a conversation that starts with a flawed premise that says contrast is bad.
Right.
Because standing where I don't want to be means I've done something wrong. That's the fall from grace that man is assigned to himself. I must have done something wrong because I stand not in a good feeling place right now. Mm-hmm. So I must be being punished for something. We say, no, you just need to drain your pool and take a new run at it. Play with different people. Have more fun. There is never... Esther has experienced the greatest fall from grace that anyone could ever experience. She's got black algae in her pool. And she purports to be a deliberate creator. Clearly, she's not watching what she's doing. That's as big a fall of grace that any of you will ever accomplish, you see. But the belief that you or someone has fallen from grace by making wrong choices, that is where, that's the core belief that doesn't serve you and never will serve you, and you'll never be able to sort it out, and you'll never get to the bottom of it.
Right.
You see. So if you want to talk in more specifics, we're not defending or encouraging any particular behavior from anyone.
Right.
We just think that man had quite a story to tell. Was he sick?
Yes, he was sick.
Was he amazing?
Yep.
Did he do things that almost no one does?
Yes.
Was his determination stronger than anyone that you've ever witnessed in terms of physical prowess?
More or less.
Did he overcome obstacles that almost no one overcomes? And did he do it with such extraordinary fashion that he got attention of the world?
Yes, he did.
And so therefore, does he deserve, does the world deserve to demand of him that he just always keep moving forward? Is he to be expected to keep parlaying his life into more greatness without being allowed the benefit of contrast to parlay it? When you are at the top of the world, when you're at the top of the financial world, when you're at the top of endorsements, when you're at the top of the awards, when you're at the top of the world, where do you go? Where do you get your next desire? From some paltry little thing?
Right, no.
Or is it bigger contrast that parlays you into bigger? And isn't that the pattern that he has already shown you that is his style?
It is. It is.
So, has anything gone wrong?
No.
Or has he got a desire bigger than almost anyone on the planet could ever even begin to understand?
And then it's his choice of what to do with it.
And when he aligns with it, he will receive the reward. And what he or anyone is doing with their vortex or with their contrast is really their business to do it, you see. We enjoy this conversation as much as any that we've ever had, because it speaks to everything that you are all really ready to hear. We've been saying to you from the beginning, mind your own business. And what we mean by that is take care of your alignment. And in fairness, your children are your business, and somebody that you've never even met that you've revered is your business. Because everything that you hold as your object of attention is your business, because it is the reason that you're offering the vibration that you're offering in relationship to the way the source within you is feeling. So when we say mind your business, we mean pay attention to the way you feel. And don't ever let yourself get in the position of taking a snapshot of anyone, even your own moment in time, and condemning it for any reason. Because when you do that, you have stopped the momentum of the light within you temporarily. And that's what makes you so mad at fallen angels. Is what makes you so mad at fallen heroes, is because I felt better when you were thriving, and now you're not thriving. I don't feel so good. And you owed it to me to thrive.
Right.
And we say, you owe it to yourself to focus, because there are plenty of thrivers out there.
Yep.
You can look for sick animals, or you can look for well animals, or you can find something in between. You can find a reason to feel good, or you can find a reason to feel bad. You just got to ask yourself on a really regular basis, what's the source within me doing? And we promise you, source, who is the light, is not looking into the darkness. And that upsets man. Man gets on his knees and begs for attention when he's vibrationally not in a position to know the attention he's getting. Because the light that is source doesn't cast shadows. Source isn't shining a bright light and saying, except for them, they're the wrong religion, and except for him, he used drugs inappropriately, and except, let's put a shadow out. We'll cast a bright light, but we will be very definitive about who we let our light shine on.
Right.
Does that make any sense?
None.
You are making your own shadows, you see. You're hiding from the light yourself. And when you choose a thought that feels like that thought felt, that's what you're doing. So, stop it.